So it's back. Jarvis Island returns to Zwift. Now, if you're new to Zwift, you're probably wondering what the big deal is all about. But Jarvis is where it all began, back in 2014. It was the first Zwift world. Jarvis was only 4.8 kilometers in length, but it was the beginning of everything we see now in Zwift. The early adopters started using it in ways it was never originally set up to be used. And it saw the beginning of racing and group rides on Zwift. Over on Facebook, we'd arrange a time to meet at the archway, wait for the hour to tick over precisely to the second, and off we'd go. Other early adopters were on board doing epic things such as Scotty Weiss cranking out the first 100-mile ride indoors on Zwift, right here. Now take note of the blue riders for later in this video. Look, on Jarvis there was no in-game events to join, there were no race results, it was just a bunch of people on their indoor trainers having fun. And there was no U-turn either. So every few days Zwift would switch directions on us, and we'd all be riding anti-clockwise or clockwise. We had no control over that. So nowadays, when I read comments from people who are unhappy with whatever small update is released, I sit back and think, back in my day, we had 5 kilometers and we couldn't even turn around. Anyhow, Jarvis, it's the original building block for everything on Zwift today, and that one small section of road has revolutionized indoor training, but not only for Zwift. The popularity of Zwift has led to more competition, and this is why Jarvis means a lot to some people. Before jumping to the details of the new route, a quick flashback to have a look at the history of Jarvis Island by looking at the Strava segment of the clockwise route. What we can see from this, there have been 231,000 attempts before Jarvis was retired by 6,350 people. So that's how many people completed a full clockwise lap and uploaded to Strava back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean late 2014 and early 2015 before it was retired. Now, if you were one of those lucky people who got in early, you can jump over to Strava, obviously, and you upload it to Strava, and you can check how many laps that you did. And I was surprised to see I did 179 laps in that one single direction. Probably the same, if not more, in the reverse direction. So although Jarvis wasn't around for a very long time, a lot of us did a lot of laps on that small course. With the 5 kilometres of new tarmac on Watopia, along comes 6 new cycling routes. So let's have a quick look at each of those, starting off with coast to coast, 24.1 kilometres, not a lot of climbing there, starting off on the southern coastal road and finishing with a lap of New Jarvis. Next up, the dizziness of Decker Dash, sending you around the new loop about 10 times for a total of 52.4 kilometres, 500 metres of climbing, and you'll get to know the new course pretty quickly completing that one. Loop and Lava comes in at 18.3 kilometres, sends you out around the New Jarvis loop and then up the volcano and down. So a bit of everything, bit of flat, bit of climbing, and 285 additional XP for completing that one to get the route badge. The fastest way to a new badge, if that's your thing, is the classic 8.8 kilometres, 65 metres of climbing out around the volcano and 1 lap of the New Jarvis Island. This is also known as the classic run. If you happen to forget your bike, that's another route badge for runners. Triple Twist, 24.3 kilometres, 201 metres of climbing, including some of the original reverse hilly route and back to Jarvis. And the 6th and final route badge we'll have a look for cycling that's been added, that incorporates the New Jarvis, is Wasted 8. 30.7 kilometres, 144 metres of climbing. I would call that pretty flat. So quite a fast loop in a bunch ride, this one. Hopefully we can see some pace partners on a course like this soon. Alrighty, here we are for our ride-through. Now for the true Jarvis experience, we need to go clockwise. So let's go, hey, there's something new. Literally a tag of new. Now I believe coast to coast Decker Dash, Loop and Lava, I believe it's Wasted 8. That starts off in town and then goes clockwise around Jarvis. Excellent, that's what we're after right now. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Lead in underway. Now, before we get out there, I do have my list or checklist of what was in Jarvis previously and what I hope to see in the new Jarvis. So before I speed run out to the start, I'll cover that list off. I want to see a blimp, I want to see sailing boats, the Queen Mary, some deer on the roadside, some wind turbines, there was a few of those on the original, the redwood drive-through tree, and most importantly, Banjo Man. So there's my checklist. that I hope to see. I'll check those off along the way. But for now, let's get out of town, over to the Watopia Coastal Road, and into this new route. Let's go. All right, we're almost there. By the way, if you're seeing me getting 30 XP per kilometre there, it's likely because this route is part of Tour of Watopia. Also, I just had a smile on my face. I just got a ride on from Eric Chong, the original Zwift support person. The original. So there's a lot of nostalgia here, and still in game. So yeah, that was nice. Okay, here we go. Here's the big reveal. We get to see this just once. Is that they're still going? They're still going? Oh. Blue Riders? Did I tell you? Keep an eye out for those Blue Riders. There we go. They weren't on my checklist, but they were there. This is it, the original sprint point too. Okay. It's only very short, this sprint point. "200-meter sprint." I think we used to see, what, 8-second, 6-second sprints with lots of lead outs. So maybe a little longer in this one, or something might be a bit different, but we were seeing really, really fast sprint times. Okay. Seals? No, I don't recall seals. Sailing boats may have all sunk. What else? Deer, the Queen Mary. Let's have a look for what else we can find. Now, what's this section here? This is the Jarvis reverse. Here we go. Now I'm wondering, has this map flipped? We'll soon find out if we go past Banjo Man. Off. All right, 7%. I'm not currently on the Zwift ride. So I've got real gears here. Feather up. Now this is the original route. This is the original. And direction. Deer, done. Box checked. We have some big redwoods. We'll see if we ride through one shortly though. Now I recall this was Deliverance Hill up here somewhere with the banjo guy. Might be a little further over the hill. Blue Riders on the side there. It's a nod to G Master and his original crew. Oh, I've been Lucky to be riding the Zwift Ride with all its virtual gears lately. Back on a standard bike with normal gearing and real 8%. Oof. There we go. I wondered how much bigger they were going to make that Ride-Thru tree. And there's the answer. It's huge. Another box checked. Redwood tree Ride-Thru. Is that Scotty Weiss with second place there on the comm? Ha ha. All the legends are back out today. Okay, I don't recall the bridge. I think that's new. But I do expect some banjo action. Deer, blue, yeah, okay, blue riders. Another bridge. Now, is this Deliverance Hill up here with the banjo player? This must be it. It's been a while. It's been a very, very long time. Right on. I'm used to having the quick keys on the Zwift Ride or the play controllers. I haven't got them installed at the moment. There it is. Banjo Man. He's got a new shack. Must have invested in Bitcoin or something over the last 10 years. Good job, Banjo Man. Rightio. A lot of people going in the opposite direction. Some of the new routes today take in the anti-clockwise direction. All right, memory serves me correctly. It's all downhill from here, but I can also see that from the new mini-map. Okay, so what are we missing? Sailing boats. I haven't seen the Queen Mary. And the wind turbines. 3 things to tick off. Did I just catch a glimpse of? Did I? Yeah, there it is. Queen Mary, tick. Come on, Vargas, give me a lead out, buddy. Okay, Queen Mary, tick. Good stuff. Has anybody seen some boats yet? No. No boats. Hold the wheel, llama, hold the wheel. There's a lot of people on the map today. There it is. Okay. Similar buildings as well. They weren't on my list, but that's exactly what the older buildings look like on the beta. Sailing boats. There we go. Tick. That's very close to a complete bingo. No wind farms, though. Maybe they've converted to solar. We'll have to change camera angles and see. Okay, it has the old village feeling to it right through here. I've got to say, though, the lighting in Zwift Beta was something else. And that was 10 years ago. Alrighty. And that's a wrap, that's a lap. There is the new Jarvis with my bingo sheet almost fully complete. I might swing around. What is that, a giant? What is that? That's Jarvis the bear. What was I thinking? Did I miss it on the way in? How about that? Okay, let's pull a U-turn here, which is going to take off the mini-map because I'm now off-piste. Jarvis the bear, mate, I didn't see it. Sorry, buddy. You got birds on your head too. So I missed you before. Jarvis the bear, who's also seen in Does that mean Jarvis is dead? Is that a memorial to dead Jarvis the bear? We'll have to go to Titans Grove and see. But there it is. Jarvis refreshed. But where are those windmills? All right. Thanks for coming for the ride through. Let's wrap this one up. And might be a while before I do 179 laps of this. But don't rule it out. I need to get to level 100 at some point. So there it is. Jarvis has returned, and to the world we all love and can get to all the time, Watopia. I'm keen to hear your thoughts. Have they done a good job on replicating the original? Now there's a few other things that have landed this week in Game Update 1.78. I'll cover those in a full wrap video tomorrow. To be across that, hit subscribe to be alerted when that video goes live. Hit like if you've enjoyed this one too. And as always, thanks for watching.